Okay, this video is on text flow. Super helpful when you're laying out images and text together, right? So we have our text frame here, and let's say we have this photo here, right? Now we could lay it out like this. Yeah, okay. But what if we wanted something a little different? What if we wanted to have this picture kind of go into our text? And we do that simply through text flow, right? So I select my image. I go to View or Window, TextWrap, right? And I can set how does this affect the images over here? So right here you see it has no text wrap. But what if I wanted to let it wrap around this bounding box? So you see, right, it pushes the text so that it doesn't overstep this. Now, the problem with this, right, again, talking about air, this is not acceptable. So if you see right here, you can actually set these offset margins, right? So I can go ahead and make a clean air of space, right, for my purposes. Other things I can do is I can let the image, no, it's not going to be obvious with this one, but let me put it back to where it was. Whoops. So it was right here, and say I don't want this to wrap around. I can set this to full, like, keep it jump it around the image, right? What is this one? This one is round object shape. That's not really going to do much different on this one, right? This one would just jump it to the next column. We don't want that one. But knowing this is a thing is super helpful, right? And we can do this with any type of image, right? So here I have this circle. And so now I've got this circle, and I want to go ahead and have it wrap around the outside edge, right? So is there a difference between these two? Not really. It becomes a matter when sometimes if you have an object that may be shot on white and or one color, and you want it to automatically find these edges. Again, right, we would want to make sure we are setting some air, right, that we have. Another thing you can do with when you're placing an image, right, you can put in a Photoshop file. It's perfectly valid, and especially we learn to knock out, right? So we are going to let me grab this smaller. Of course, while I'm doing this, sorry, right? So let me get this smaller so that I can make this as small as I can make it, or not as small as I can make it, but make it usable here. There's got to be an easier way to do this, I'm sure. But again, I'm a web designer most of the time. So I've got these guys right here, right? And I wanted to do this wrap around edges. So this one isn't working there. Let's try this one. This one's not doing well here. What do we got here? There is a way to do, oh, sorry. So this is the reason why I'm screwing up is because I'm not looking at these wrap options, right? You have to actually kind of decide what the contour type is. So you want to do the alpha channel, and you'll see, now here's a problem, right? I probably wouldn't want text to come into here, right? So I might have to control exactly what, detect edges. Let's see, you got that problem there. Bounding box is what it was there. Graphic frame, that's not helping me. Same as clipping. Well, if you brought in a Photoshop file with an actual clipping path, it would work different. So you're going to want to change in the case if you kind of brought in an image like this. You're going to want to go ahead and detect the detect the edges is probably the easiest way to go, right? But then you have to worry, like, don't let text get sucked into areas like this. You would never want to break up text like this, right? So in this case, right, maybe the text wrap isn't working, and so the answer is to just completely forget about text wrap and take your thing here, right? And I'm gonna add a whoops. Why you not letting me grab this? Right, add dots to this so that I can control exactly, and I'm switching the pen tool with the P button really quickly, right? But you know, sometimes the text wrap isn't going to be the full answer, and you're just going to have to draw out your text box into some different way. So these are things we should think about when we're reflowing text.